Good morning, Facebook friends. So I look very tired. It's Wednesday though, so happy Wednesday. I just kind of wanted to pop on here today to talk about fear. I think fear is definitely a common emotion for everybody, young, old. It really doesn't matter. So fear, a great definition that I'm sure you've heard is false evidence appearing real. And yesterday I was thinking about that, because I think we all tend to, when something goes on in our life, it's very easy to come up with all of these ideas in your head about what could happen, about all of the negative things that could happen. And it's very easy to be consumed with that fear or with those ideas that, the worst possible scenario is going to happen. And yesterday, I caught myself, having those thoughts. These thoughts of, what if, I lose this person, or what if something terrible happens and I'm not there, and what if, like somebody's trying to get a hold of me and my phone battery dies, or I miss the call, or, just anything. What if I'm not strong enough to deal with the challenges that I'm faced with, and then I found myself feeling like really anxious and kind of overwhelmed by it. And I had to take a little bit of a walk, which is, normal. And I suggest, I suggest walks to people, not just for exercise, but to clear your head. So I took a little bit of a walk, and I realized that I was working myself up. In all areas of our life, we could be faced with a challenge, whether it be, career, whether it be personal, whether it be we're struggling with, our weight, or really anything. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I talk a lot about exercising and how that allows me to connect with my strength, and that's just what works for me. But in all actuality, fear is present in every area of our life. And I think that the easiest way to deal with our fears is to acknowledge them as thoughts and not ignore them, but not give all of your attention to the fear. So yesterday I just decided, hey, I'm not going to give my power away. We're all dealing with things. And the worst thing that I think that I can do personally, and it's just what I believe, is dwell in that fear, is stay there, is to just be like, this is how it's going to be, and I'm going to be upset, and I'm going to be sad, and I'm going to feel bad for myself all day because I'm in this fear, because nobody understands what I'm going through, because my life is so horrible, when actually it isn't. No matter what we're going through, as long as you keep going, you will get through. I mean, that's why the expression is like, grow through what you go through. Okay? So like, you have to keep going. So not every day is going to be, unicorns and, sunshine. And it's not going to be unicorns and sunshine for everybody, or anybody, I should say, like every single day of their life. Like, that's just not life. And with the good comes the bad. And you really have to identify how you want to feel and then put more focus on that. So today, I want to feel great. I want to feel happy. I want to feel connected to my power. I don't want to feel bad for myself. I don't want to feel that fear and let it stop me. So some simple things that I do is I meditate first thing in the morning. And it's a guided meditation because I'm not that good yet. But it allows me to just focus on the peace that is inside of me, and sometimes I cover up, just being human. And then I do things like I wear bright colors, you know, and because when I look in the mirror, the colors just make me feel happier. You know, of course, I'll work out later. You know, why? Because that not only keeps my mind off of things, but it keeps me connected to my power, and it keeps me focused. It keeps me away from that fear, because somehow when I lift, and I love any form of exercising, but it's a lot when I lift, I feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do anymore. You know, like I can't do one more. And then I do one more. And I think that's what we have to do. You know, we have to like break it up. When you're feeling like so overwhelmed and you're feeling the fear, you got to do it anyway. You got to do what you said you'd do. You know, I plan out my week on Sunday because I never know what's going to happen on Sunday night or Monday morning. You know, things can change in, you know, a snap of the fingers. And I've found that planning helps me to stay focused, and it helps me to just do the things I got to do. Sometimes you just got to put on your big girl pants or big boy pants, suck it up, and do things anyway, even when you don't feel like it. I mean, if you only work and if you only do things when you feel like it, you're not going to get a damn thing done. I promise you. I promise you. Like, people are like, oh, wow, you've done this, you've done that. You know what? And I can tell you, for every one thing I've accomplished, there were a million times I wanted to give up. And there were a million times that people would say, hey, you know what? You're going through a lot. It's okay if you give up. You know what? It may be okay with you. It's not okay with me. So really, I just wanted to encourage you to keep going. And you can acknowledge the fear, but don't hold on to those fear emotions longer than you hold on to the emotions that actually make you happy, that actually make you feel grateful and blessed to be here. Like, don't hold on to them longer. Okay? If a thought's a negative thought, okay, it's just a thought. We have millions of thoughts a day. Let it go. In one ear, out the other. You know? Hold on to the good ones. Write down the good ones. Focus on the good ones. You know? Like, you really have to. I mean, you're not just going to wake up one day thinking, oh, I'm so happy and life is so great. No, that is a thought process that you cultivate. That is something that you have to work on every single day. And if you think that somebody has it easier, or that they're just programmed to think of the positive, you know, wake up. I'm not being foul here. I'm just saying, like, every single person who you see that is out there and that you view as so happy and they just got it like that, you know, they may not feel that way. You never know what they're going through, and they work at it. You have to work at it. Nothing, absolutely nothing in this life worth having is just going to be handed to you. You know, my mom said that to me when I was going through just life. And I was like, wow, she really is just a genius. Because it's true. Because if things were handed to you, guess what? You're not going to appreciate them because you didn't work at it. You're going to have no appreciation for it. You have to work for things. You have to go through things. You have to. That's the journey of life. So speaking of that, I should probably go to work. So hopefully you got something out of this video, and focus on the positive things. Be happy. I mean, smile. Make somebody else's day. You know, it sounds so silly, but sometimes when I'm having a really bad day, I will just see how many people I can make their day just a little bit better. And you know what? It sounds corny until you do it. It sounds really corny until you say, hey, I hope you're having a good day, or how are you? And then they light up because somebody cares. So be that person today. All right. Bye-bye.